Okay, we're going to go live now.
That's nice.
Yeah. Yes, hello everyone. You're welcome to the Nigerian Diaspora TV and Onward Nigeria. Today on our program, we have a very special program, Own Your Future. That's the title of a program today, and we have two wonderful licensed financial experts that'll be talking to us today on how to own your future. And with me is Victor Gabo. Victor, you're welcome to the program. And Beatrice Odwa, you're welcome to the program.
Thanks for having us.
Oh, beautiful. So you can go ahead and introduce yourselves further, and then you take it up from there. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Nasa. And greetings to everyone, wherever you are. I'm sure you're all over United States. My name is Beatrice, as you can see on my screen. I'm here in East Coast, New Jersey. And I'm originally from Kenya, East Africa. So not too far from home. So I've been here close to 20 years now, chasing the American dream. So a little bit about myself. My background is biotech. I actually came here to go to school. So I got my master's in biotech, drug manufacturing. I've been working for a long, long time as an administrator. But last year, I went out looking for financial advice. I have two kids, 8-year-old and 16-year-old son. So the wake-up call actually was last year when my best friend, Dora, graduated with a huge debt, student loan. When I looked at it, I said, no way, not for me. I know I didn't really save enough to cover the cost of college. So in my hunt for help, ladies and gentlemen, I met this man you see in front of you today, Victor, and we sat down in January. Very straight up man. He'll tell you as a race, so it's up to you to decide. So he said, Beatrice, looks like your saving is not so good for college. I'm gonna show you how you can plan for your 8-year-old. But for the 16-year-old, the time is up. You cannot save for him. You either already did it or you can't start now. It's too late. I'm gonna sit with you and show you a different way that you can have extra income. Guys, I had to say yes. That's called desperation move. So as I speak today, I'm a licensed financial professional with my own office here in New Jersey. All because of this man. So that's why when my friend Mercy talked to me about this forum here, I actually decided, you guys, you need to listen from the top. Because if I had my way, I would have everyone that I know understand really how money works, understand just the concepts surrounding the money, the markets, and all that. So I'm not gonna take time. Probably I will come back later, right, after Victor's presentation. But I'm gonna let Victor discuss about the company a little bit, an overview, but mainly he's gonna focus on the concepts that we work on to help families plan their finances well in the US. And then he's also gonna talk about briefly the opportunity that he shared with me that now has given me full control hey, I told my boy, you want to go to NJIT, go for it, because I'm going to write the check. So guys, I'm going to let my financial advisor, my mentor, and now my brother, Victor, share with you about our company and the financial concepts that we can share today. So Victor, thank you so much and welcome.
Thank you so much, everyone. And I'd like to thank NOSA and this diaspora organization for inviting us. And thank you for your trust, right? So I'm an immigrant as well, right? I'm an immigrant from the Philippines. So, hey, came to this country in 2006, so 14 years now. Here's the difference. A lot of you came here when you're young, just go to college and all that. I came here with 3 children, and I was an engineer back home. That's my background. But in 2006, it's probably the worst time to come to America because 2 years later, economy is about to crash, right? So I couldn't find any engineering work. So what I did was, like most Filipinos, if you know Filipinos, they're probably in the healthcare industry. I took up nursing. I became a nurse. I worked in the industry as a nurse, and I soon found out that for a nurse with 3 kids, my eldest was 12, about to go to college in 6 years. For us to make enough money, save enough money for our kids' college and for our retirement, I was already mid-40s. We have to work 2 jobs. Right? So I was working 2 jobs. My wife was working 2 jobs. So ultimately, the American dream turned into a nightmare for us, right? Because 2 years later, economy crashed. Whatever we saved up and built up, right? In 2 years' time, we were able to build up $100,000 in our 403B. It's not bad, right? But when the market crashed, that 100,000 dropped to $40,000. Lost 60 grand. And that's all our money, right? And the property that we bought, the house that we lived in, went from 400,000, dropped to 230,000. We almost packed it in, just go back to the Philippines. But you know what? I told my wife, this should be a wake-up call. We should actually try to learn this stuff. So we looked for a financial advisor, and that's when we ran into this company called, let me share my screen here. Transamerica, right? World Financial Group. It's a huge company, and I met my financial advisor. And I was talking NOSA here. He's in IT. The person that I sat down, just like Beatrice, I sat down as a client. I wanted to learn this stuff, and she actually offered me to help me with my finance, but also offered me a pathway, business platform to learn this and be that person for my community, right? So let me introduce a little bit about our company, Transamerica World Financial Group, right? We're under, worldwide, we're under Aegon. We have Dutch base. We've been around since 1975, more than 175 years in existence, right? In 20 different countries, right? So that's, if you're up north, right? That's the Transamerica Tower. No longer our headquarters, but yeah, it's named after our company. So we're a broker. We represent all these companies here. I'm sure many of you are familiar with Fidelity, American Funds, Nationwide is on your side. So when I first saw this and when I sat through this presentation, I felt good because I don't know Transamerica, but I know Voya. My 403V was with Voya. And I knew Nationwide, I see the commercial. So I started having confidence and felt good that I may be learning this financial concept from the right place, right? So basically, these are different areas of financial knowledge that will help educate families. We only have a limited time here today. So for those of you who just want to come and learn, we have we have an opportunity, a platform for you to come and learn with us, right? Covering these different financial areas that most people need to plan for. So when people say, hey, own your own future, right? If you don't understand your finance, you cannot own your future. So the subject today is how do you own your future, right? You have to be on top of your finances. You agree with me, right? We have to understand our finance. But most of us, when we go to school, right, we learn how to, they teach us a trade, a skill set, right? To make us a living. So those IT learn how to do coding that will make them a living, right? Engineers, they teach us engineering skills so that we can make a living. Am I right? And I turn to nursing. That's one way to make a living, right? But how many of us were really taught how to make that money work for us, right? If we don't know how to make that money work for us, how to invest it, how to make sure that money is growing, right? We will never own our future, right? So that's why right away I said, hey, this platform to learn, I'm gonna learn about my finance. I'm gonna be in charge of my finance, right? It's because ultimately, as immigrants, okay, when we come here, who became our financial advisor? Isn't this those people that came ahead of us, right? And the reason I turned to nursing because our friends told us, hey, that's where the demand is. So we took up nursing. So it's our friends who came here before us, they become not only our career advisors, they also became our financial advisors, right? So our friends and family members that came here before us, they're well-meaning, but their knowledge is limited. Okay, so that's why we focus on educating families. We believe if everyone should be financially educated, right? So here are 4 key areas that we make sure people understand and apply to their finance. All right. When we plan for our finances, we want our money to grow, right? And we want it to grow, but we don't want, remember, I just lost 60 grand our 403B first 2 years here. We want that money to grow safely. And if we can avoid having to pay tax, that'll be tremendous because do you know your biggest expense, right? Your biggest household expense is not your food. It's not the shelter. It's not your home. It's not the clothing, right? Your biggest household expense is bigger than all those 3 combined. That's your tax, right? Right off the bat, 30% gone, right? And then if we spend that money, use that money, there's sales tax. I know if you're in Northern California, in the California area, up north, and right, sales tax is up there. The highest tax state in the whole United States is California. So learn how to minimize the impact of taxes in your finances. That will be a huge advantage. And last, of course, is protection. Very, very important. So if you want to own your future, you have to have these 4 key areas taken care of, right? So growth. Most people understanding of growth, they have to invest, right? Invest in the stock market. That's where most people think their money will grow, which is true. We can offer mutual funds. We are a full service financial agency, right? Offer all that. But this is what it looks like though. It's up and down, right? Remember this part here. Okay, wait, hold on. There are 2 big market crashes, right? This is 9/11 crash. And this is the 2008 crash. A lot of people experience that. And during this part here, right, they call it the lost decade. Because whatever your money is, when you started, it's still the same 10 years from now, the lost decade, right? So that's the stock market. And right now, market is volatile, market is picking up, but we all know what goes up must come down, right? So we teach people how to diversify risk. So remember, we want to grow, but we also want our money to grow and be protected from market crashes, right? So 3 key area is to diversify risk. You don't want to put all your money in one basket. And there are 3 risk baskets: fixed, variable, and index. Fixed account, just like your bank account, your money doesn't really gain a lot of interest, very low, right? But you have no risk. So you think you don't have risk, right? But there's a hidden risk called inflation. All right. Inflation means price of goods go up every year on average around 3 to 4%. If your money is in the bank and not earning 3 to 4%, your money is actually losing purchasing power. That's why we have no choice but to invest. But most people's understanding of investment is variable. For your money, high return, high risk. Or money go up with the market crash, you lose, right? High return, high risk. So most people understand those 2. One blind spot for many families out there, right, is the index. Index strategy, not the index funds, right? Index funds can also go up and down. Index strategy or index link, where your money is linked with the S&P 500. Where S&P 500 go up, your money will go up with it, will gain with the same time. But when market starts to crash, you're locked all your gains along with your principal, so you don't lose money. When I first heard this presentation, I said, man, I just lost 60 grand. I need to learn about this stuff, right? I should have some money in that index link account, right? So those are one of the biggest costs of investing is actually the risk. And next will be the tax. Remember, if we can grow and we grow safely and have tax advantage, right? Those are the three of the four cornerstones, right? Do you know the effect of tax on your investment is? Let's assume you have $100,000 from 1976 to 2020, this year, right? That $100,000, if you invest in 1976, would be by now worth 8.51 million if it's tax-free. So what's the impact of tax, right? If you have to pay tax on while you're invested in the stock market or in the Vanguard, right? The tax impact, your account would have grown, minus the tax, would have grown to 5.68 million. Pretty big, isn't it? But remember, right? When you start taking it out, you still have to pay tax when you use it, right? So if you pay tax when you sell, because remember, if you don't sell the stocks, right, it's paper gain. Now you want to sell it to use it, right? When you sell it, you still have to pay tax. Then it's dropped down to 4.54 million. Isn't that crazy? There's a 46% tax drag. A lot of people complain about financial vehicle has fees. They have a fee drag, but the tax is the biggest drag on your gain. You know how much if you want to gain all that back? That's an 87% to catch up, right? So if you want to learn how to diversify tax, let me show you. Let me give you an overview, right? There are also three baskets of tax, right? So how do you want your money to be taxed? Do you want to pay tax yearly, tax later, or tax free, right? Because you already paid tax in the beginning. So here are the choices. Tax yearly, your bank account. All the small interest that earned in the bank account, you're gonna have to, you'll be reporting that to your tax preparer, and you pay tax on that. Your stocks, mutual fund, ETF, rental income, of course, you pay tax every year, right? How about tax later? That's your 401k, 403b. You don't pay tax now, but once it grows so big, you pay tax on that huge amount. Your IRA, SEP IRA, annuity, pension, even your Social Security gets taxed. Do you know that, right? So, and last, of course, if you have a rental property, you sell it, there's a capital gains tax, right? Most people have heard of the tax yearly account and tax later account, but the tax free or tax never account, right? There are three choices. That's your Roth IRA, 529 and 7702 tax code, right? All of these, among all these, we are full service. We can offer mutual fund. We don't do real estate, right? We don't do banking. We can do 401k, IRA. We do annuity and pension. We do Roth IRA, 529 and 7702. The key is understanding the dynamics and how to position so that your investment will perform for you more efficiently, right? So again, we want to invest our money, make it grow. Growth is important. We want to make sure we're diversified based on risk, right? And we want to make sure that we are properly diversified based on tax, right? So a lot of people think, hey, which one is better, tax later or tax free? Well, it depends. Those two are pretty much the same. It depends on where you think tax will go in the future. If you believe rate will go up in the future, then you have to have some tax-free account. right? Remember, America is in trillions of debts right now. How do we pay off the debt? The government only raised money through tax. So chances are maybe tax will go up in the future, right? So it's important to have properly diversified, have money in all the three baskets. So if you haven't sat down with a financial professional, we can sit down, review it for you, and see how we can reposition your asset to perform for you more efficiently, right? So knowing this concept, the fourth one will be the protection, right? So these are a basket of or nest of golden eggs, right? Which one is more important, the golden eggs or the goose that lay the golden egg, right? So we all know is the goose that laid the golden egg, right? In the United States, right? So coronavirus death, I have no time to change the slide. Imagine I did this slide maybe a few months ago. Death is only 40,000. Right now we're up to 250,000 deaths because of coronavirus. I was just wondering how much impact that has on the whole economy, right? These are all breadwinners for families. Imagine that, right? And now their children, the loved ones, now left fending for themselves, now have to drain the government help. Am I right? Social programs because their family suffers, right? Car accident deaths, 38,000 a year, flu season death, right? Heart disease death, cancer death, stroke, name it. We're all at risk. We all want to make money, right? And we do work hard for our family, but are we protected? So remember, 4 cornerstones. You want to grow our money. You want our money growing safely, right? You don't want to have to pay a lot of tax on it. And plus, you as the breadwinner, if that stops, the whole family suffers. Am I right? So we need to protect the family, right? So a couple of ways to protect your family. How about building up a business that will still pay even if you're gone, right? That's the only way, right? Have a business source. So that's one way. We're also looking to expand that area as well. Okay, college education. Biggest debt nowadays, bigger than credit card debt, is student loan. Remember, that was my worry. I have 3 children back then that I was worrying about their college education because I sat down 2010, found the financial advisor here. 2 of them graduated from college with very minimal debt, a student loan. How did I do that? Guess what? Hey, if you haven't really sat down, we can help you with it. Do you know how expensive it is? Do you know the inflation rate of college education is? It's between 6 to 7% a year. Other cost of goods on average is 3%. College education grows 6 to 7% a year. Is that crazy, right? So you can project it. How much will it cost you now to put your child if they're 6 years old, right? 12 years later, gonna go to college. How much that will be? Right now, it's around $3,000 to $40,000, depending on your college that you go to, right? Okay, so how do you? Here, one piece of advice, right? When I first came to this country, I'm from Philippines. If the kids go to public school, they almost go for free. So I assume we can get a lot more financial aid, grant, scholarship from public school, public university. But in America, it's different. Private university, they offer more help, financial aid. In fact, Princeton pride themselves that their average grant is right here. Most people assume they make good money, they don't qualify. But take a look. 160,000 to 180,000 family income can still qualify for 100%, right? This is Princeton. So basically, make sure that your kids get good grades, study hard, get good grades, and go to a private. Don't discount yourself. Don't assume that you're not going to qualify for financial aid, right? But sit down, financial professional. If you reposition where you save money, right, you can maximize what you can get out of these financial aid grants and scholarship, right? So here, I'll give you a brief synopsis, right? There are 2 baskets where you can save money for your kids' college, right? On the left-hand side is includable. They will count against you, right? On the right-hand side, no matter how much money you have, you still qualify, right? You can still qualify, right? So what are they? Well, anything in the bank, they will count against you. If you have a college savings plan like a 529 Coverdell, that will count, of course, right? It's for college. And if you have investment property and resident home, there's an asterisk. The asterisk means private university will count your resident home, the equity of your resident home against you. Public does not, right? So the idea is to minimize the money that you put in these accounts, right? So basically, what's excludable? Your retirement asset. Of course, the government wants you to save money for your retirement, like your 401k, IRA. If you have a lot of money there, they won't count it against you because that's for your retirement. But if you're going to hide money from financial aid that you plan to use for your kids' college in those retirement assets, it's going to be inefficient because you're going to have to deal with 10% penalty and tax, right? If you take it out early. So it's really not efficient to save money for your college in retirement asset. You can put in annuity, right? That's also a retirement asset. There's some penalty and surrender charges that you'll have to deal with, but you can still use it to shelter some of your money for kids who are children who are about to go to college within the next 2 years. There's a look back, 2-year look back now, right? So before the 2-year period, we should really sit down. If you have a child who is about to go to college in 3 years' time, now is the best time to take a look at where you position your asset. Maybe we can position some of your investment inside an annuity to hide it from affecting your financial aid qualification. Right? So there's a lot of strategy out there, right? And last of the 7702, it's an IRS tax code that allows you to save your money inside a form of life insurance, so index universal life, right? It won't count against you for financial aid. We use that as a strategy as well to kind of maximize what you can get out of financial aid, right? So look, instead of the 529, we can see how this could be a vehicle for you to shelter your money from affecting your financial aid qualification, right? So we're like I said, we're full service. We can offer mutual fund, we can offer 529, right? All the retirement assets, annuity, and 7702, right? So it's understanding the dynamic and how you reposition your assets, okay? Retirement planning. Okay, here are the challenges of retirement planning. You want your money to grow again, right? You know who advised me to max out our 401k, right? It's our coworker, right? From 2006 to 2008, we had built up 100,000 in our 403b. That's for our retirement because we wanted to grow, so we were pretty aggressive, right? But we neglected the safety part. So when 2008 market crashed, our money crashed with the market, right? And here, your 401k, 403b, IRA doesn't guarantee lifetime income, does it? If you invest it incorrectly, if you spend too much of it, you end up spending it all. You end up and you're still alive, you have nothing to retire with, right? So, and you want some tax advantage. Here's a common mistake for most families, right? They build up assets to retire on, right? They put in 401k, that's an asset. Maybe a rental property, that's an asset. They believe that they can retire on an asset. But here's the key to a happy retirement is not retiring on asset, because those assets are subject to a lot of risk, right? There are many different risks. There's market risk, right? Return risk sequence. So if you want to learn more about that, come learn with us, right? But here's one piece of advice. Don't retire on assets, retire on income. The happiest people that are retired, people that have pension that guaranteed no matter what, they can get that paycheck every month, right? So create a guaranteed lifetime income for yourself, but by creating your own pension, and that's the modern annuities. And basically, this is how it works. right? There are two phases in retirement planning: accumulation phase and distribution phase. And most people, they accumulate through their 401k, which is up and down, right? Subject to risk. So that's a cash value. That's an asset they're trying to build up, right? But what we can do is turn that into a pension by placing that money inside an annuity where there's a guarantee whenever market is flat, right? You still, or down, you still get a 5 to 6% growth, depending on the company. All right. So average 6% annualized return. Market is flat, you get 6%. Market is down, you get 6% on your pension value. Market is really big drop, you still get the 5 or 6%. Market gain, no cap. You gain 100% whatever market gain, right? Market go up 30%, you get the whole 30%, right? And here's the thing, right? This is retiring on asset. When you have just the cash value, build up cash value. This is retiring on income. It's your pension value. Your pension value will be always higher than cash value. So this is how it works, right? During accumulation phase, your money is going to grow minimum of 5-6% for your pension. But when you start using the money, right, it will start paying out, depends on how old you are. Let's just say 5% a year. And guess what? If you only have assets, which is your cash value, you can run the risk of totally depleting it by making a wrong move. Am I right? But this one, no matter what happens with your cash value, with your asset, you draw down to zero, you still get lifetime pension. Right? So if you want to learn more about this, we can definitely sit down and see how this can fit into your finances, right? Another thing that most people don't plan for is long-term care. Hey, I remember I turned to nursing, right? I worked as a nurse in a nursing home for 6 years, from 2008 to 2014, before I transitioned here. I have all my patients there, right? They all complain about the same thing. They lost their home. Hey, by the way, by the time you retire, your biggest assets is gonna be your home. That should be paid off. And your retirement, which is your 401k IRA. Am I right? Guess who ends up owning your 401k and your property? The nursing home. Do you know that Medicare only pays for the first 100-day stay? Medicare. After the 100 days and you still need that help, right? They're going to have to look at what you have and start taking it. That's going to be your house and your retirement money, right? So if you don't want to lose your 401k and your home to the nursing home, we all need to plan for this. It's very expensive, $82,000 a year, $7,000. Maybe in California, I don't know the data there, probably more expensive, right? So how do you prepare for it? So do we all agree, right? If you want to own your future, you have to get this taken care of as well. Otherwise, you lose control. You lose control of your house and your 403b. Well, this is how traditionally you can get a long-term care insurance, but whatever you pay into it, it's not cheap, right? You use it or you waste it. That means, hey, what if I just die off? You just throw away that money. The insurance company keep it, right? So it's like buying something that you don't want to use. Kind of like your car insurance, right? You keep paying for your car insurance until you get into accident. But how many of you say, wake up every morning and say, I wish I get an accident today so I can use my car insurance? No, right? You don't want to get into accident. Look, that 7702, it's an IRS tax code that allow you, it's in a life to put money and put a rider, long-term care rider in it, right? That money is a life insurance. I have $1 million policy that I allocated that will take care. It's a life insurance. If something happens to me, all my bills are paid off. My family's taken care of. But if I live a long life, the money that I paid into this, I can use it for my retirement. I originally planned to use it for my kids' college. I ended up not using it because we qualified. And guess what? Now, if anything were to happen to me and I need someone to take care of me, right? This 1 million turns into a $20,000 monthly to pay for someone to take care of me. I don't have to go to a nursing home. I stay in my own house. My daughter paid, her salary is around $8,000 a month. So I told her, hey, if your daddy needs some help now taking care of myself, right? How about I double your salary? You're $8,000, I give you $16,000. You come live with me, you stay in my house, right? Everything is free and you earn double your salary. That's one way to plan for it, right? So the idea is learning all this. Everybody's family is different. So each one of you, we can sit down and tailor fit some of these strategies and plan to help you plan for your future. You want to own your future, you have to understand all these key areas. So the IUL is flexible premium, tax-free growth, downside protection, no impact on financial aid, tax-free access, and one of the biggest thing about that 7702 tax code is legal protection. I was a nurse, and many doctors and business owners, their greatest fear is getting sued, right? America is a lawsuit country. Hey, money in there is legally protected, right? It's a safe investment. It'll grow with the market. Market crash, you're not going to lose, right? And it has death benefit, living benefit, terminal illness, and long-term care benefit, right? So learn how to prepare for all these areas because it's very, very important. Own your future, right? So here's the challenge of the financial industry. Each of these key areas have expert, right? There's expert on tax, their in-depth knowledge on tax. There's college funding expert, in-depth knowledge on these retirement, protection, estate planning, and investment. What we do as a financial services professional, we provide a comprehensive solution that ties all this in. If you want to learn that about that and how it's going to help you and your family, make sure that find time to sit down, right? So we can tailor fit a program for you and your family. So lastly is this, right? Financial freedom, owning your future, right? Like I said, you can become a client. I was going to help you and your family make sure that let's sit down and take a look at your financial picture, right? We give a complimentary review, and then we'll put together a plan for you, right? And the second is, of course, you have to learn. You have to be on top of it, right? We cannot just let such an important matter just let somebody handle it. Even if you find a financial professional, you still have to be on top of it. You should educate yourself, right? So we give you a platform for that. But lastly is you really want a total control is to have a business. And our industry is growing, right? I was an engineer. I went to school, become a nurse. And when we lost a lot of money in our investment, I wanted to learn about this for my family. But I was told, hey, you learned this, you help your family. How about now sharing that knowledge with people out there, right? So look, being rich is having money, but being wealthy is having time. Isn't that right? So take a look. The financial industry, it's 109 trillion industry. Compared to real estate, a lot of people getting their real estate license, it's only 32 trillion. A lot of people do online business selling things, right? Retail is only 24 trillion. You add real estate and retail is just half of the financial industry. And guess what? In the next year or so, couple of years from now, there's going to be a shortage of financial advisor, about 200,000 advisor shortage next couple of years, right? So I've always thought that healthcare is the industry, but financial industry is actually what changed my life here in America. So I'm going to leave this at this, right? You can contact us. Beatrice is right there. That's our number. Write it down and set aside a time, and we can help you understand your financial future and maybe give you an opportunity to own your future. So I want to turn this back to Beatrice and have have her share her story briefly, and maybe you can be inspired.
Yes, thank you, Victor. So, Nosa, I don't know if we have any questions because we want to make sure we have enough time.
Beautiful.
Questions.
So, yeah, if you're listening to us on Facebook, Instagram, or Periscope and Twitter, you have the number there. It's +1 707 333 5393. So you can just go ahead and call the number for Victor and Beatrice to take your questions. So you can go ahead, Beatrice. If they call, I'll take the call. Yeah.
Oh, great. Yes. So I'm a little bit curious. I have questions than share my story. I'm going to ask Nosa some questions. So most of our listeners today, where are they based?
We're using the Nigerian Diaspora platform, so we have a lot of them on Facebook. Majority of them on Facebook, it's Diaspora, and our platform. On our platform, we have over close to 500,000 followers on our combined platform. Majority in the US, US, Canada,
So I want to share just one slide.
Okay.
And somebody say if you are in finance, you need to learn to share facts, right? People like to see numbers. So this is something I'm very proud of, that I was introduced to this business by Victor just last year. And right now, when I say that I'm actually doing so well, I really do mean that. And it is something that I really want to encourage our people, since you're saying it's all our diaspora, brothers and sisters from Nigeria, right?
Yeah.
I want to show you guys something. I make a decent pay, right? Now look at this. This is something I'm proud of. I'll show it to anyone who wants it. Actually, you can broadcast it because I'm so happy about it. So I started last year with Victor, and I built my own small company here. And as a trainee, most of the time last year, look at how well I did. This is my 2019. See this, 51K part-time? Man, how would you like that? And then now Victor says, learn the system, learn the skills, both technical and soft skill, build a business. And now this year, it's not even done yet. Actually, I'm sure it's over 140K we are talking about right now. So this is one thing. I know people want to invest money. I know they're going to call and sit with us, and we're going to help them review and plan. But ideally, this is an opportunity, and we have a growing African population. And I'm sure some of you listening probably are already in this business. And it's just that we have a big opportunity here. I really do want people, they can check with me, check with Mercy. We can share this opportunity for everyone to look at. I'm now a trainer. I really don't have to rely on Victor that much. Why? Because the system that this company provides, anyone can actually learn it if you put in hard work, of course. And the beauty is you're making money helping people to get financially literate. You are referring them to these huge companies. So this is an opportunity that I would like to share with all my brothers and sisters.
I want to share, Beatrice, more current numbers.
Oh no, that's gonna be scary. Yes. So Nosa, that's one message that I just had to share for my brothers and sisters out there. Anyone who wants to do something on the side, get in touch with me. And for sure, I can, oh yeah, there it is. How about that? So I also do real estate. I do what is called, I don't know if you know what it means to flip a house. So I do that as well. I don't think I've made this much of a difference in 2 years. The 1 year you got 51K and then you triple it the next year. It doesn't work that way. Right here, Nosa, it does work. So I'm seriously looking for serious people, though.
Oh,
That we
good.
can do this together. They can
Yeah.
all call me and I'll be here. All
I,
right?
I have a message here from
So
on
take my
Facebook.
money out of the screen, Victor. Yes,
On,
sir.
on Facebook, I have Colinius Ongera, who says, I lost a house in California in 2008. In 2008 meltdown. I wish I knew about this information then. Thank you, Miss Beatrice, Udo, and Victor Gabo. That's a viewer from Facebook. So I think it will be good again to put boldly your contacts, because now we are streaming live. A lot of people are at work now, and it's going to be there. There will be more of the people, where we have about 24 people, on Facebook. I couldn't see the other, monitor the other platforms, but we're on Facebook on 3 different accounts on Facebook. On Facebook alone, we have close to 458,000 followers here, which will see the replay. This will be there. We're not going to take it off. It's going to be there. It's going to be there permanently. So a lot of people will see the replay. They'll see it today. They'll see it tomorrow. They'll see the day after tomorrow, and they'll keep seeing it. So they will want to. The number I put there now, it's our own number on our own platform. So, but after today, I will want them to contact you directly. So.
Yes.
Oh, beautiful. I see the number on the screen now. So those of you watching, you can see the number. You can contact Beatrice or Victor. If you watch this, you've joined us live, or you're going to watch the replay, you can call Victor or Beatrice to put you through. So you can go ahead, Beatrice.
So actually, you can share the number. If they
the number is live. It's live. We're broadcasting live.
So they're actually seeing it.
Yeah,
okay,
they see everything here. Everything even your screen share, they see everything. Everything is on the live broadcast.
So actually, I do think that the way we got to know about you is that I have 2 trainees that are with your group. So Mercy, and I think there's 2 trainees that are already with your group. So if they are also listening, they could be a good link to get to us.
Okay, beautiful.
All right. So, I mean, we don't want to take any more of time. And I think Victor actually had a very short time for me, and I've already gone after that. So, Victor, thank you so much. And I do hope that when my brothers and sisters call you for help, they'll be able to get it the right way. Okay?
Yes, definitely.
So, Nosa, thank you for having us. And I
You're welcome.
just want to say that there's a huge opportunity here. There's a huge opportunity here that people should come and look into. All right? All right.
Beautiful, yeah. All right. Thank you very much, viewers. Thank you very much. Victor, any final word for the people before we go off?
Yes. We come here for the American dream. We end up just working to make other people's dream come true. If you have an opportunity here now to help families out there, the most common mistake most people do, right, is they try to increase their number of dollar per hour by getting another degree, and another degree, right? And the more degree we get, the more letters we come after our name, the more debt we have, because we have to go back to school. So that system doesn't work, right? What we all need to learn is how to increase not the dollar per hour, but increase the hour per day. How do you do that? We all have 24 hours in a day. It's by having a business, that you train other people, right? Supply them with the skills, the knowledge, and find a problem, because any business is just solving problem. A problem, the bigger the problem, the bigger the business. And guess what? Financial industry, student loan debt, people are drowning in it. It's a huge problem. We have the solutions to help avoid that. Retirement, people's retirement are so fragile, you can lose it at any given time. We have a solution to solve that, right? I just need to train as many people in my agency to go out and help solve that problem. that will increase my number of hours in a day. If I have 10 people, every one of them skilled and trained to do this, they go out and help solve problems. Guess what? 10 people, if they just devote 5 hours a day, right? I have 50 hours in my day now, right? So folks, come learn with us. Huge industry, huge opportunity. Worst case, come and learn this so that you can secure your financial future.
All right, then. Thank you very, very much. It's been a wonderful time having you. I hope my people in the diaspora, my brothers and sisters, hope you've heard, and you have the contact information there on your screen. So you can go ahead and call. Just mention that you're calling from the diaspora, so that they can give you they give good treatment, but so they can give you a more better treatment. So thank you very much, Victor, again. Thank you, Beatrice, for coming on our platform. God bless you richly.
Thank you. Thank you. Have a good day.